Hey, this is gonna sound crazy, like crazy to some people. But did you know that females grow underarm hair? Just like the male human, the female human also grows hair in that area. This is not a defect, this is not a mutation, and this is not unnatural. This is what it is to be a female in her full natural form. Just let that sink in. The female human in her full natural form has hair under her arms. So let me ask you this. Is it okay to be offended by the natural female form? This question might help answer that question. Is it okay to be offended by the male natural form? Like, imagine having something about you that is completely natural, like the fact that you have 5 fingers, or a belly button, or hair that grows in your head, and yet people openly cringe at the sight of it. Like, what species would be openly offended, like literally offended, by the natural physical attributes of its own species? I don't know, maybe the type of species that has the intelligence to indoctrinate other members of their species in order to make them feel disgusting about natural parts of their body so that they can sell them something like maybe razors? So is it okay, is it normal to be disgusted when a female has underarm hair just like her male counterparts? I know you want to say no because of what I said, but you're kind of feeling yes, or maybe even vice versa. You're conflicted. It doesn't really make sense that you feel that way, but you do. Humans have been doing experiments that relate to social conformity. As an example, in one experiment, a woman came into a waiting room and sat down. Every couple of minutes, a beep sound would go off, and everyone in the waiting room who were in on the experiment would stand and then sit back down. The woman had no idea why they were doing it, but the social pressure of not wanting to be different and wanting to feel validated by everyone else in the room made her copy their behavior and conform. One by one, the humans who were in on the experiment slowly left the waiting room and were replaced by other unsuspecting people who weren't in on the experiment. They too began to follow the pack by standing and sitting at the sound of every beep. Eventually, the room was full of people who were not in on the experiment, but were all, for reasons unknown to them, standing every single time the beep sounded. These sorts of experiments confirm the concept of social conditioning and conformity. The psychological effect of having learned a behavior and the unspoken pressure of having to enact it when appropriate. We've been conditioned by everyone, and simultaneously we are conditioning everyone by going along with it. And often we aren't even fully aware of why we believe something or why we act a certain way, but everyone else is doing it, so we do it that way too. And if someone does something different, even though you don't know why you're offended by it or why you feel uncomfortable by it, you do. So let's bring this back to hairy underarms. Humans have been first conditioned by the marketer and then conditioned by society to view underarm hair on females only as unattractive. Females are judged on many aspects of their appearance, and I've already made a video on physical appearance and its relation to self-worth. But what I want to say is females are unequally and unfairly judged by showing any part of ourselves that our male counterparts may also have. There are standards that females just abide by in order to fly under the radar in society. There are things females need to keep tabs on that males don't need to keep tabs on. And it's both males and females that unconsciously maintain the pressure for females to continue to abide by these standards. And if you're a female that doesn't want to grow body hair and walk around bare-chested, then I am totally all for that. I fully respect you, and I believe that you should be able to do anything you want with your own body. But if you are a female who feels irked by the standards that we have been told to conform to, because you do want the freedom to choose to be in your entirely natural female body, without stigma, without judgment, and without social status being affected, that is also entirely valid, and that is the point of this video. See, equality means having the right to make the choice and to change between the two as you see fit. And to the males who just don't understand, what if I told you that your underarm hair was unacceptable and your nipples had to be covered up, but females didn't? Think about if you had to integrate those standards into your everyday life. It's not horrible, and sure, some females enjoy it. Even I enjoy it sometimes. Even people who choose to grow their underarm hair out or to do things a little bit more alternatively do enjoy integrating some of those beauty standards into their lives. But emphasis needs to be put on the choice. So think about if you had to integrate those standards into your life. Now add shaving your legs, shaving your arms even, not allowing pubic hair to show, plucking your eyebrows, and think about whether those seemingly tiny acts of conform might actually start to affect your day-to-day life, especially if it's something you'd prefer not to be doing. Would you feel at the least, or even at the most, irked by the expectation and the pressure to keep it up? And lastly, would you be okay with the fact that the rest of society is seemingly okay with their indoctrination and even actively defends it? And And to the females who don't really know what us irked females are on about, this video isn't really for you, and that's okay. But if you are open to having your mind changed on this, think about this video the next time you're feeling too self-conscious to wear a bikini because you forgot to bring a razor. The next time your bra is riding up your back and you wish you could just take it off. Next time you're actively trying to make sure you don't raise your arms because you're worried about what people think if they see some of your underarm hair. Consider how we who are standing up for this are also fighting for your right to not have to abide by those rules. I just want to clarify by saying I am not against shaving our underarms, but I am for having the choice to decide without that decision affecting our lives. I want it to have the same level of relevance as dyeing your hair or changing your style, which is 0. Lastly, I just want to say that underarm hair on its own is not one of the biggest issues of our time, but it does have a knock-on effect in regard to the wider issue of inequality and sexism, which feeds into other wider issues such as mental health. It's such a quick fix because all it needs is a shift in our mindsets as a collective, and I hope that by making this video, I'm contributing to the knock-on effect of knocking this one down. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and I'm a tiny YouTube channel, so it would really go a long way. If you want to see more videos like this, then please hit subscribe. And if you want to get a notification every time I upload, hit the bell button. If you want to leave a comment down below, please do. I would love to discuss this with you. All of my socials are linked in the description box, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.